Hey guys, Kimberly here. I am an entrepreneur and an Upwork top-rated freelancer. I created this channel so that I can share some of my tips and strategies that I've used for my freelancing, both just in general and then also on Upwork. So I hope that you find this information useful and that it helps you get on your way to making money and landing clients on Upwork. Okay, so if you're watching this video, you probably already started your freelancing journey or you're at least considering it. So congrats on that. Either way, I'm super proud of you for taking those first steps towards doing what you want and working for yourself. So if you are a freelancer or you're considering it, I would definitely recommend Upwork as a good starting point. Upwork is an online community full of freelancers and clients where you can make a profile and submit proposals to jobs that are posted from clients all over the world. So one of the best things about Upwork is that it makes the whole process of finding work a lot easier. That's probably one of the hardest parts when you start freelancing, is just like, how do I get clients? Where do I go? Where do I look for that? I used to search the regular job boards and I was never finding anything that was a good match for me. So I kind of didn't even think that it was possible. So I'm definitely glad that I tried Upwork, because everything changed for me once I got started on there and my freelancing just really took off. So when you first get started freelancing, it can be a struggle to land that very first client. And then after that, it can still be hard to just continuously get work. So I'm gonna share with you some of the things that I've done that led me to making $1,000 my first month on Upwork. So first thing you wanna do, make sure you have a great profile. Not only is that the first thing the client sees, but it's really the only way they have to know anything about you. Anything that you need them to know about your skills, your experience, has to be on your profile, or they just won't know that. I know this sounds super obvious, but I've even found myself sometimes when I'm working on my profile or writing a proposal that I can tend to forget that this is a new client, it's a new day. I've worked with so many people, they don't know you yet. So if you don't put it on there, they're not gonna assume it. So even if you have a really great Instagram, YouTube, or website that maybe has a lot of your projects on it, or a portfolio, there's no guarantee that the client is going to go that far in kind of researching what you've done and look at your social media or anything like that. So it's really important that you have it all right there on your profile. So that takes me to the second thing, which is the proposal. So again, it's kind of like what I said about the profile. With the proposal, if you submit a proposal to a client, you need to be as thorough as you can and add as much information as you can. There's no guarantee that once they look at your proposal that they'll go to your profile. So even if you've got your profile in great shape, if that proposal is weak, they may not even look any further than that. Definitely try to add links to work that you can show them that's relevant to the project you're applying for, or even attach a project right there on the proposal. You want to focus on what you can do for them for this project and what experience you have that's relevant. So when it comes to proposal writing, I feel like that's a whole thing in itself. So I will be making another video that goes more in depth on the proposal writing process. So make sure you subscribe and you won't want to miss when that one comes out. Now that you kind of know a little bit more about the technical aspects of using Upwork and how to make your profile and the proposal, we need to talk about the most important part, which is having a marketable skill. So what's great about freelancing is there's a wide variety of things that you can do. So I do video editing. I have also done copywriting, graphic design, do photography and stuff as well, but I do focus on video editing, and that's mostly the only service that I currently provide, just because that's what my education is, that's where the most of my experience, and it's what I love doing the most. So the more you can hone in on one particular skill and become an expert in that, the better. I do think there's something good about being a jack of all trades. I've always kind of considered myself to be that way, but you definitely want to have at least one skill that you can really focus on and really get good at, and then promote yourself on that skill. So it's also important to know what your strengths and weaknesses are to help you succeed, especially early on. So if you know what you are the best at and you can make sure those are the jobs that you apply for, then you're gonna have a better chance of success. If you feel like you have certain weaknesses, by all means, you want to get more experience in that area and to grow those strengths. But starting out, you probably want to avoid those until you become a little more comfortable, just so that you don't feel discouraged right off the bat if you're doing jobs that aren't really in your skill set and then, potentially not having a successful outcome. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you have to wait until you are like at the very top of your field to start freelancing or to start making money, because you absolutely don't. There are actually 3 categories on Upwork, which is pretty cool. So you have beginner, intermediate, and expert. So there is really a level for everyone. So whether you are brand new or you've been doing it for years, you can still find clients, you can find jobs that are a great match for you, and you can get paid doing this. That being said, I would just recommend that you make an honest assessment of your skills and where you're at, and put that on your profile and think about that when you're submitting proposals. For example, if you're a beginner, I would recommend putting that you're a beginner on your page and probably submitting proposals to beginner jobs and then moving to intermediate as you feel more comfortable. It can be tempting to jump in and just want to really test your limits and push yourself, and you can do that, but you do run the risk of, coming across something that's a little over your head. And for the sake of making sure that you knock it out of the park and that you get great reviews when you're starting out, I would recommend that you stay in your comfort zone just when you're starting, and then obviously definitely expand and grow as you feel comfortable. So that also makes me think of something that I'm sure you've all heard: fake it till you make it. So I think that's pretty great advice for a lot of areas in life, but honestly, I don't know how I feel about that in the freelancing world, because as I said, if you push yourself too hard too soon and you end up not succeeding at a project, it could hurt your reviews, it could hurt your ratings, and it could really just make you discouraged and want to give up. And we don't want that. So make sure that you just take it at your own pace. It's okay to be new. It's okay to be a beginner. I promise it won't take that long before you can start increasing your rates and working on bigger projects. It will happen for you. So instead of fake it till you make it, I prefer under promise and over deliver. And you probably heard of that one too, but if not, basically you never want to make a promise and then not be able to follow through on that promise. You're better off to promise a little less than you're guaranteed that you can do, and that way you can have an extra happy client when you surpass those expectations. So for example, say you get a job and you think you can probably complete it in about 3 to 5 days. So you might think that you want to tell the client 3 days to make them happier, or maybe to make sure you get the job, or to make yourself look better, whatever reason. But then say you come across this snag, you get busy, whatever happens, and it's day 4 and you are not done with that project. Now you have to tell your client that you're sorry, but you missed the deadline that you told them you were gonna make. And you don't ever want to do that. You don't want to make a promise and then not keep it. You don't want to provide less than what you said you would. So in that instance, it would be better to say that you will deliver in 5 days, and then if you happen to get done in 3 days and you turn it in early, now you have a super happy client whose expectations were actually surpassed. And those are the kind of things that will get you good reviews, return clients, and just overall great experiences. All right, so another really important aspect, of course, is communication. So you want to communicate professionally, clearly, and consistently. So this is important from every stage of this process, from that first proposal all the way to closing out a project. It's extremely important to have good communication with your client at the very beginning stages to ensure that you're going to get a project that you know you can succeed at. So make sure you ask plenty of questions, especially at the beginning during the hiring process. You want to know about the scope of the project, what their expected outcomes are, their goals, the timeline that they're looking at. The more you know before you get started, the better chance of success for you. Also, the more that you communicate clearly and effectively, then there's less chance that the client's going to feel like you didn't understand what they wanted or ask for a million revisions. We definitely don't want that. So I will tell you, as someone who has worked with a lot of clients, that sometimes no matter how well you are at communicating and you might do everything right, you will still come across clients sometimes that just don't even know themselves what it is that they want. And so the communication might be a struggle, getting on the same page, getting the project completed, but it happens to the best of us. Don't get discouraged, and just know that if you tried your best, it will happen from time to time. Luckily, I have not had to deal with that too much. So my final and probably most important piece of advice would be, don't give up. It can be hard, I know, but I just want to let you know, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro, you can get clients on Upwork, you can make money freelancing, you can make a living doing this. Just don't give up, hang in there. Hopefully some of the things I've told you today can help you kind of develop that framework and that strategy for how you want to do this, and we will get you on your way to making a living doing what you love. So I will be making a lot more videos like this one because I feel like there's honestly just so much to cover, from how do you figure out how much to charge, or should you do hourly or fixed price, or how to get return clients. I had so many questions when I was starting, and I'm still learning every day as well. So I'm gonna make more videos like this one where I can try and answer all those questions, give you all the tips that I can of what has helped me, and also let you know what has not helped me, so I can prevent you from making the same mistakes I did. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and I'll be making a lot more like it for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.